President Tinubu has finally signed the amended 2026 electoral bill into law. That opens a new vista.
Yeah.
Now, what exactly does this say about the politicking and what burden is now on INEC going forward?
Yeah, the point is that the electoral process started immediately after the election of 2023, and after the judicial interpretation of the Electoral Act of 2022, there were this discovery of some gaps in the electoral framework, and then they decided that we need to correct it before the next election. One of which was the issue of electronic transmission, the issue of IREV, which the Supreme Court mentioned was not actually in the law of 2022. And that's why the application for invalidation of the electoral process of 2023 on the grounds of the fact that there was no electronic transmission was refused by the court because of the absence of enactment. So they now say we need to correct all that. So many other issues that they needed to correct. So happily, that law has been signed, yesterday, and then the certainty of the framework with which to guide the process now is now known to everyone. And so we are still having some level of controversy, especially with the issue of electronic transmission. Of course, I want to mention it now that electronic transmission is now fully recognized by the law, is now in the law. The issue of IREV is also recognized now by the law. The only problem people are contesting is the issue of the fallback option in case. It is called force majeure in any contract. If you're enacting any modern contract, you expect some eventualities that you don't anticipate that may likely happen. So that is what the Senate, now said, look, yes, we agree with electronic transmission, but should there be a problem, what do we do? That is that fallback option that is actually raising the controversy. But the law has been signed. So what we should now be looking forward to is how do we ensure electoral vigilance, operational vigilance on the part of the people to ensure that whatever is elected at the polling unit is what is reflected at the collation center, because that is where the problem is always occur. Collation center, we have already cast and then announced at the polling unit. By the time the result get to the collation center, you have a different result entirely. So that process is actually what has triggered the debate. We must ensure that what is actually done at the polling unit is what is reflected at the collection center. I hope I've been able to communicate.